Hello, everyone. My name is Lilian. As we are few people here, I'm not using the microphone, but if you think I need to use the microphone, please tell me so I can turn on the microphone and I can use this. Oh, as you can notice, I'm not a native English speaker, so I bring a text in English so I can express myself clearly. So I think it's good for you. And also it's good for me too, because I can not feel nervous talking in English. But I made a quick presentation so we can have time to talk at the end, and you can talk in English or in Spanish with me. Just please be patient, talk 1 or 2 times, then I can understand and we can exchange things between ourselves, okay? So I'm going to give a presentation about this subject, a collaborative effort between librarian and teacher using Wikipedia as an educational resource at the university. So this initiative involved the academic library. I am a librarian. I work at a university in São Paulo, called the Universidade de São Paulo. And this initiative happened in the course Educomunicação. And it happens in different years from 2021 to 2024 in a class that is called the Procedimentos de Pesquisa em Educomunicação. It's a course to students that are going to present their final papers. So it's a moment where they are thinking about their subject for the final paper, and they need to do researches for their final paper, okay? And the discipline, the course was conducted by a teacher called Lilian Viana. It happens specifically at the School of Communications and Arts from USP, okay? In this presentation, I will cover the goal and the justification for the initiative, the partnership role, so what I, as a librarian, did, and the in the project, and what the teacher had done in the course. I will show the course program and that happens in 2024, and I will bring some key aspects. I will show the resources I used in the course, and bring some quantitative results and students' evaluation and some considerations. So the class aims to prepare students for their final papers. We incorporate Wikipedia activities to develop research and collaborative writing skills, to understand knowledge as a social building, as a social production, to understand what open knowledge is, to improve educomunicação content on Wikipedia. And Wikipedia was chosen for its alignment with academic writing and its role in discussing open science and knowledge as social production. So this was the most interesting thing for me, to use Wikipedia not just to write contents or to teach how to reference and how to sit, but to discuss the dynamics between people when we're talking about producing knowledge. And we are working with the idea of knowledge as something that is a social construction, and it's contextualized in geographical areas. And we thought Wikipedia was a good resource for the students learn about this, and to have like some ideas about some tensions that can happen about knowledge when building knowledge and when writing about this knowledge in an encyclopedia, okay? Sorry. So with this objective in mind, with this goal in mind, an action plan was outlined, assigning responsibilities for the professor and also for the librarian. Me, as a librarian, I was responsible for developing an activity plan for the professor's evaluation. The activity plans just for the activities with Wikipedia. And the guiding principles to develop this plan was research, evaluate, and create information. So this were the 3 bases, and also the idea of open knowledge. So what open knowledge is. Me as a librarian, I was responsible for address information production and flows. So we'd like to discuss this, how information is produced, how it flows, and how it flows in the academia and the scientific area. I discuss technical and social aspects of Wikipedia, and as a librarian, I cover research process. We talked about library catalogs and library databases and the databases that the university offered to the students. We talked about information quality and how it's related to citing and referencing practices. I also create and manage the Wikipedia activity page. I create and manage the outreach dashboard, and I evaluate the content the students created, but I just evaluate the content in terms of adherence to Wikipedia criteria and the adequacy of the sources they use to create the content. I not evaluate the content itself, but the resource they use and if it fits the notability criteria in Wikipedia. Okay. To the professor evaluated the relevance of the proposal I did, and he suggested some adjustments to the proposal. He created articles to be used in the reading and writing practice that we did with the students. And he outlined the ways to the students participate. So the students could create articles or writing on existing articles, or they will evaluate contents, or can individually or in groups, wherever the teacher decides, everything related to that. And the teacher always participates in the classes with the librarian. So we change, we have, I don't know if in English it's like, but it's a dialogical class. So it was a dialogical class between both of us. The teacher evaluated the created content in terms of the content itself. The content quality was a responsibility for the teacher to evaluate. And he also evaluates the initiative and the meaning of this initiative together with the students. So what it means to the students to do this activity. Okay. So here I bring the course program that we use in 2024. The course, so we have a course that happens during the semester. And in this course, I give 3 classes, just 3 classes during the course in days that the teacher choose. The class duration was 3 hours. And I bring here the program that we used last year in 2024 because we developed it during the years. Okay. So in the first class, we discussed the concept of knowledge and open knowledge. We discussed what is Wikipedia, bring some historical aspects about Wikipedia, and we talked about this idea of free, collaborative, and voluntary projects, about Wikimedia projects and what it means to have a community, and also the idea of a movement, what it means. And we talked about the range and the outreach of Wikipedia. We discussed a lot Creative Commons licenses and open knowledge. It was interesting because the students are going to do their final papers. In the university, we have teachers that write articles to some magazines that are paid, and the university need to pay to have access to the magazines that the teachers write in. So we'd like to discuss this idea of open knowledge, and the Creative Commons licenses was useful for that too. And we bring the 5 pillars of Wikipedia, approach of the encyclopedia and collaborative textual production. So to discuss the idea of what an encyclopedia is was really important for us. So to understand not what Wikipedia is, but what an encyclopedia means in the social order of knowledge. And we talked about the notability criteria, and we have an edition workshop. This is in the class 1. In the class 2, we talked again about the notability criteria, and we talked about this, discussing the dialogue within the community. So we talked and we saw some discussion pages in the articles, and also discussion pages from the editors. We talked about the deletion policy, and we saw some articles that was recommended to be deleted, and we discussed about this kind of things, and we also discussed the idea of notability that it exists in Wikipedia, and always like bringing this to discuss knowledge, not just Wikipedia. Okay. We talked about citing and referencing, and so we discussed researching information sources and in databases, in the catalogs of the library. So we bring the students to make some research quick, unfortunately, because we don't have enough time, but we did this. And we give like extra time to them to go to the library if they want. And we discussed the textual production. So we talked to them about some words that carry biased or vague approaches and the texts. So they building themselves as readers and as authors, and on Wikipedia and in other places, other contexts always thinking about their final papers they are going to do in the next semester. We talked about rigorous reading, and we bring some indicators of quality for a Wikipedia writing article, and we did some lateral reading exercises using Wikipedia. We did some exercises in group and bring the students to share what they observed when doing this kind of exercising. And then we have an edition workshop. And the last class, the third class, it was a class where the students were going to publish the content they create to Wikipedia. And in this class, we have time to do this, and also we have time to discuss this idea or this ideal of sharing the sun of all human knowledge, and we discuss the challenges and also the possibilities that this idea carries. And to do this, in this class, we plan to have extra time to the students publicate the contents, and we have extra time thinking that they can bring some questions that may come up to publish the texts on the Wikipedia, because they selected what they are going to publish. And in this class was the class when they were going to publish like together with me. We're going to do this like together to secure that everything will be okay, that they don't have any problems with the community and some kind of problem that is sometimes it can be some hostile environment. Wikipedia would like to avoid this. So in this class, we have this time and to discuss this idea of sharing the sum of all knowledge. We bring a discussion about knowledge validation, contrasting written and oral traditions, and we use the Wikipedia YU project as an example to question whose knowledge is represented and validated in the knowledge ecosystem. So we bring a video from the people who works on Wikipedia YU. We present this video, it's a short video, and from then we discuss this idea of a written culture and oral culture, and to think about, again, about this idea of knowledge. And then we also talked about insert images and categories and Wikipedia articles, and we have a moment to evaluate the course, the activity itself. There are a few key aspects I would like to highlight. So in this activity, the students create user pages. They create user pages in the first class, indicating their involvement with the activity. This is important to prevent problems with the editor community caused by mistakes that students might make due to their lack of experience. So I also always recommend to the students, please create your user page, and in your user page indicates that you are doing this activity. And we put a link of the activity, and in this page of the activity, there is my contact. So if they have some kind of problems with the community, the administrators in the Wikipedia can go and see my contact and can talk to me to avoid some kind of problems with the students. The practice weren't exclusively focusing on the technical aspects of Wikipedia. A key aspect of the library's involvement in this initiative was to promote research in information sources and promote student engagement with the library. So always, the idea was always like to bring the students to the library, to bring the students to the resources that the library offers for them, not just physical resources, but the digital resources that the university offers to them. And we always talk to them, go to the library, we can make an appointment so we can talk about research, and we can teach you how to research in the information in the databases the university provides to you. Wikipedia was a resource to address the social order of knowledge, its geographies, and its absences. In classes, the students in this edition workshops, since from the first workshop, the students made small edits to pre-selected articles and choose one article to edit it as a final assignment. So during the classes, they made small edits. They edited their page test, but some articles that they choose to edit on Wikipedia, and they choose one to edit as the final assignment and to publish in the last class. The professor, in this experience, the professor choose to let the students select the articles they would like to edit, even if they fell outside the scope of the discipline. So in this activity, the content itself was not the goal. The goal was the student editing the Wikipedia. This was like the main goal. To do this activity, I used these resources. I created an Wikipedia activity page for the activity. This page has the description of the activity, the course program, some goals, topics, and bibliography, an additional workshop, some suggested list of articles to edit. Each class has this structure with this kind of things to the students see and to see what we expect from them to learn in each class. It was always clear. What you are thinking that you will learn in this class, what you expect that you learn in the other class, and what you expect that you learn here in this last class. We bring tutorials, edited articles, and also my contact on Wikipedia. We also use the outreach dashboard. In the outreach dashboard, the students registered during the first class with my support. The monitoring period was from the first class until the end of the course, and we monitored the Wikipedia, Wikidata, and Wikimedia Commons on outreach dashboard. The activity page is really important to document the initiative and the wiki ecosystem. I think, in my experience, the students don't use a lot the activity page. I think they prefer that you send emails to them with instructions, what they need to do. But I think the page is really important to document the initiative, and it's also like a first entrance to Wikipedia and to be familiarized to get in used with this structure of the pages in Wikipedia. It's useful for sharing supplementary materials and guides. I always provide supplementary materials to them. And about Outreach Dashboard. So Outreach Dashboard is a tool for monitoring educational programs and events in the Wiki environment. In the first class, I ask students to register on the Outreach Dashboard during the class to ensure that everyone signs up. In the second class, I check again if the students enroll themselves in the Outreach Dashboard. And in my experience, in the first years, I sent them an email with instructions to them to the enrollment in the Outreach Dashboard. It never works, so I prefer to do in the first class with all of them. And I always send an email to the students after classes, reminding them about upcoming tasks and deadlines. I bring here some results. As you can see, the content itself was not a goal in this activity, and we have 12 editors. The classes in this Escola de Comunicações e Artes, the classes has a small group of students, are not lots of students in the classes. Okay, so I will bring some thoughts of the students that they do evaluating the activity. One student talked that it was an unconventional and interesting exercise about how to search for information, and also about how to structure a text, and also about plagiarism. This person was not the only student to talk about plagiarism, and it's kind of confusing sometimes for me, but it shows to me that for some students, it's not clear the importance of referencing and citing when you are writing an academic text. And I'm talking about students that are going to do their final paper, so they are going to finish it, like the graduation course. One student said the idea of critically reading everything that you see on internet was something that this activity brings to them. And another student said this exercise opened my eyes to how serious and rigorous the work on Wikipedia is. They are really surprised when we show to them what's the structure on Wikipedia. They have no idea about this. And some final considerations. Wikipedia contributes to the student education and also to research skills. The collaboration between library and classroom was strategic. And always, I think to professors here, maybe it can be really powerful to talk with librarian to ask them to help you with activities. And I think more time for practical activities and integration with students' research topic is something I recommend to think when doing this kind of activities. It's really important to share results within the institution to encourage a broader adoption of this kind of initiative. So choose like this mail list is the like Instagram of the university or some on the site of the university always show these initiatives so we can engage more people in this kind of initiatives, more teachers in these initiatives. So the main goal was to foster critical and autonomous attitudes toward knowledge with Wikipedia as a powerful tool to support this. And the main goal of this activity was focused on the students, not on content. And the guiding questions for us were about critical and autonomous attitude toward knowledge and information, and Wikipedia was a powerful tool to support this approach. So that's it. I was kind of running because I was seeing the time. Thank you about it.